Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast where we talk flowers, floral arranging, gardening, and more. I'm Tiffany Rutkowski, and my husband and I are the owners of Creative Designs by Tiffany, a floral shop and micro event space. To find out more and stay up to date, visit our website at cdbytiffany.wordpress.com and connect with us on Facebook and Instagram. I'm passionate about all things beautiful, mainly flowers, and teaching you how to savor all the things of it. You'll hear tips, tricks, and from some of my highly esteemed friends in the business. Today, I'm joined by Dave Warner.
Hello.
Producer of Tiffany Talk.
Does that feel weird adding the micro event space to your spiel at the beginning here?
It does, because I feel like I have to give an explanation every single time I say micro event space when really it's just a small event space. So very simple.
I think people understand what a micro event space is.
Yeah, I think most of them do. So now especially. But anyway, and we're recording today from the beautiful My Little Falls studio. It is sunny outside. I'm going to take it while I can. I think this is actually going to air at the end of a snowstorm. So we're going to...
Or in the middle of it.
Yeah, in the middle of the snowstorm.
I just noticed I've got like a bright light on my shoulder.
Hey, that's nice. A nice little orb around you. A nice light.
I don't like it. I was like, how do I get rid of that?
Hey, that's okay. Yeah. So it's the Easter, the Easter Sunday thing.
That's true. If it were a cross, we'd be
right. Then you'd really
be famous.
Yeah. Well, there was that one. I remember when I was a little kid down in Florida, they had I think it was the Virgin Mary that was on this glass window that everybody went to see, and it was just naturally from the light, the way it's shown on this building. So hey, maybe that's a new phenomenon here. So
right here in Little Falls.
Yeah. And for people who want to record podcasts, that's it. You got to see.
You're blessed.
Yes. Yeah. That's perfect.
If you come to this studio, you are blessed.
Yes, exactly. That's good. Right. That's a good thing.
I like that.
I was just saying to you, it'd be nice to have a few more podcasts now. So maybe we'll get some more coming down. And
there's some work.
Interest. Good. So that's a selling point there now.
No, I like
it. Good. Well, anyway, so today, so micro event space. We had our open house last month and stuff. So that was in the end of March, I think it is. So
24th.
Yeah, 24th. We moved on pretty quickly because I went on vacation the next week because I said I'm done with this for a week and then
done with this micro event.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I'm done. It was a great showing though. A lot of people, and more guest is Michele Hummel from the Herkimer County Chamber, who was a big part in kind of getting the idea out there and stuff too. So she'll be here later, so we'll get to talk to her. And it was a nice event overall. I think
I was surprised by two things.
Yeah,
one, the turnout. Was incredible.
Couldn't believe it.
I mean, the number of people there was really for Dallasville and the area. It was a really large turnout. Yes. And then the people who supported you, the different vendors that you had from the bread basket and down to Arthur's and it was great. There was a lot of good food there and a lot of people and you know what? People didn't come in and feed at the trough and leave. They stayed around, they talked, so it was a lot of fun.
That's good. Well, that was one thing that I was kind of overwhelmed because when we first got there, I think it was Michele had come in and then I had my helper, Sharon was there, and I think a couple people from the chamber. And then all of a sudden this influx of people came in and I love to talk clearly. So I get caught up talking to this one and this one. And then there were some people I didn't even realize were there too. And so you just run by them quick, or then in pictures later, I saw it and I said, oh, I had no idea that person was there.
Talk to them.
Yeah, I know. And there were a lot of connections there too that I tried to make with people, but it didn't work, I guess. But I think everybody mingled pretty well. And like you said, it seemed like, not to say they didn't leave, but they did stay for a while. So it was a comfortable atmosphere. So, we got that out there now, and micro event space. So it's just a small event space. So things less than 50. Now we're getting into the gardening season almost without the snow. So I'm excited to do that because the other store, I didn't have a space to do that. So it was just, making little plants like those and selling them off so people could plant them. I now have a space that I can actually plant things and watch them grow, and perennials. I can watch them grow over time and stuff. So I'm excited about that. So
you pointed, you said like those, and what we can see is the orange cap on the
you can.
Gatorade.
Oh, that's my Gatorade bottle. That's my water bottle.
But you didn't,
I love
the
those
flower
things.
you didn't show like that.
So these are daisies. I should have given you a quiz on this, but these are little daisies. Can you see these? So these are daisies. And so these are just little daisy palms we had from the Easter season and stuff. And then this is something we did this year. These
hyacinth.
Hey, look at that. Now, can you guess the color of it though? What color it's going to be?
Can you tell without seeing? I'll say pink.
No, yeah, it's going to be pink.
Ow.
So they do the pot covers. If you can see, the pot covers pink. So that's how we go by it. There's
the
green ones.
Back of my mind, I was like, it's going to be pink because of that.
Yeah. Well, there's green ones for the white ones they sent this year, and then purples for the purple ones or blue ones. So this pink one is going to be a little pink, a light pink one. But
the most incredible thing about them is the smell.
Yes,
I mean, it is so strong.
Them.
I love it.
Yes. Yeah. Well, a fun fact about those, and I didn't bring any cut ones, but so you can replant those in the garden next year. So they have their term now. After they're done, stick them in the garden or wherever you want. Those are nice border plants, actually, just like daffodils and stuff. They can grow around rocks because they're just a bulb. So you can stick those in the ground after they're done for the season. And then next spring, you have a nice surprise around this time of year that they start popping up. Mine haven't quite yet, but there's a couple down at the store that could sort of have. You probably have a little further along than what we do up there. Yeah, because
we're down probably well, from where you are, probably 700 or 800 feet lower. Yeah, here.
So they're sprouting.
I've got daffodils and stuff in the backyard.
That's perfect. So we had these cute little ones that I got in this year, and I said, I like these. They're just a small little plant, and they're a nice little gift and stuff for Easter. Easter just passed yesterday. So those are nice, and like I said, they kind of have a dual purpose, and they do come back. So the hydrangea plants, that's a fun fact, though. Most of the ones that you get from the florist, they don't come back year after year. They're not like a hydrangea plant that you buy from Lowe's or one of your gardening places. They're specifically made to not dwarf, we'll call it kind of dwarfing, that they sit inside and then they don't come back later. So just be careful when you're putting those outside. They very well may not come back next year.
That's wrong.
Yeah, you have to make sure that they're the outdoor ones, that are the perennial ones that are coming back for your season. And honestly, you'll see it on the tag. There is a small, very small little thing that says not for outdoor use. So just be careful of that when you're putting them outside. You can try it. I have had a couple people that have tried it and they come back green. They don't come back with any flowers. So you can try it, see what happens. Maybe you'll get lucky and you'll have the light of the sunlight ray on you. That means you're good. So yeah.
Anything I touch now will grow.
Yeah, that's it. See, yep, maybe, and you'll get a couple of them. This one I think has 2 leads in it. So this one's popping up. Oh no, yeah, there is. There's two leads coming out. So it'll keep going, and they smell great. Cut flowers though. When these are cut flowers, keep those separate. Those are like a sunflower stem. You know how they're like a cloggy, muddy stem almost. Sunflowers, the hyacinths, they have like a goo when you cut them. Have you noticed that before?
No.
Oh, so it muddies up your water a lot quicker. So if you have something like daisies are a little bit more of a muddy water thing, like stock or snapdragons. If you put those in water, tulips, those are very clean. You don't have to worry about changing the water as much. If you put those in with it, you'll have to change the water every couple of days to have that really clear, crystal clear water, because it's just a little bit of goop that comes out of it. So
do you put food in each time you?
Yeah. Okay. So you try to, and that's kind of a thing. So I had somebody come in and they got some loose flowers from me this past week, and they didn't take any vase or any food in it. So they brought it home, and after a few days that started to die off. When you get an arrangement from a florist, it's obviously in a vase and it has some food in it already. So those already have a jump start than if you just cut some flowers and there's no product in it with it to keep it going. So what you can do at home, you can ask your florist for food packs. We have them. There are these little things here that for this is actually for a quart. So like you're not putting this whole packet into one vase unless you have a really big vase. And that's something a lot of people do. They just dump the whole thing in and then that's it. But with the packets, you can kind of split it up in 2 or 3 times. So that lasts you like a week if you do it right. So that keeps your flowers going even more. So that's one of the things that you can do with that. And then let's see. So this floral pack and now, what is this? What am I looking at now? Oh no! Why did you have to show me this?
Because you said you showed the pack and it didn't actually show.
Okay, so now I can see it. The pack is on this little thing here. You'll see there's a little flower pack, and this comes standard with like any grocery store arrangements. Any loose bouquets generally have a flower pack. And florists have them on hand, so you can ask for them in addition with the flowers that you get in your vases. So now this is going to distract me, thanks. So this is great. Anyway, so we're just going to keep moving. I'm going to pretend I don't even see that.
Nobody knows what you're talking about, though.
Right.
So,
well, there's a monitor.
I turned a monitor
there's
on,
a monitor now that I can see myself.
I had left off.
Yeah.
But,
I think I'd like it up. I don't know. Oh, well, in a year, like I said, in a year, we're figuring out the quirks, what I don't like and what I do like. What needs to have a big mask in front of it so I can't see it. So, but anyway, so these are the flowers and stuff. And so for Easter, did you have a good Easter yesterday?
Yes.
Or yeah, it was
relaxed a lot.
Nice and not really not pretty outside.
Oh, it was nasty.
It was a nice concept for the holiday, but not.
It went from rain to snow to sleet to blowing wind to blue skies it was like, what in the heck?
I know. Well, we went to my in-laws, and so we got there just when there was this big snow squall coming through, and I said, I'm not getting out. I'm waiting until I see their sun coming over the ridge. So I did. I waited till that sun came across, but it was a nice holiday, but that's kind of that, not to say, I don't know what the word is, but you see, you get really excited at Easter and everybody wears these spring colors and they're getting ready for planting and stuff. So that's where today I'm going to caution everyone on planting. So this is the time when you start getting your seeds in. So it's very exciting because you see your little seeds sprouting and then we can put them outside. Fun fact about seeds that I don't know that we talked about. I know I talked about growing last month, but this year, I don't know if we've talked about it. What do seeds need to start growing? Have I asked you that before? So like when you have
soil
a packet
and water.
Yeah, soil and water. And then there's a common misconception that they need light immediately once they get planted.
No, they're in the ground.
Don't, right.
They can see any
so
light.
Right. So you don't need to put it in a nice, bright, sunny spot, but you do need to keep them warm. So that's one thing that like today, it's really sunny outside, but it's not very warm. So you're not going to stick your seeds outside that are starting to get, starting to look a little bit more like little buds and stuff. You keep them inside until it's really warm outside. Then you transfer them out. So that little false hope of, I think they call it the second spring or third spring that we have, just wait a little bit longer to bring them outside. So there's the greenhouses you can get like at the Tractor Supply that you can put them outside and you keep them in there. Still not ideal temperatures yet. Wait a couple more weeks till you're about the beginning of May, I would say. No matter where you are, if you're in the valley or not, where I am, we don't even move them outside till like after Mother's Day, but just to be safe.
Or Memorial Day.
Right, or Memorial Day.
There's
safely Memorial Day. So you'll see on the seed packs it runs you through. I think I showed them last year that they run back, a couple weeks and it'll give you a good time frame. So like for mine, I start putting on my calendar. Some people are very anal about these things, and I have it right down to the calendar, what I need to do in my checklist and when I start planting. So on the 4th, I do this, and, you can kind of measure it out by days, but just be really careful. You're not putting anything outside yet. Not quite ready.
Well, this area, because there is that difference in altitude and all, I mean, if you've lived somewhere for a long period of time, when the times are that are good to do these things, whereas down here, they just have a different schedule.
They do. They absolutely do. And that's one of the things. So I have the ferns from last year. We overwintered some ferns. So I've been putting them outside and then I bring them back in at night. Some nights, if it's 40 or so, I'll leave them outside and keep them covered. But it does make a big difference that, you think it's really warm outside. You can play around with it 50 degrees and sunny, but it still isn't ideal for them. They want to be in a nice humid area. So just be really careful putting that out there. And then the other thing is Mother's Day is coming up already, which I can't believe. It's crazy how soon it's coming. So there's a few flower growers. The one that I use specifically out in, she's in Fonda. They're having a really tough time forcing their tulips. And it's just because this year there hasn't been a lot of sun and all of that. So she's trying to get them out for Mother's Day. And that's one of the things everybody thinks springy colors. We're into spring, Mother's Day, stock, some of those anemones. I can't pronounce it, but I know what I'm talking about. They're a little flower, very delicate. Yeah, it's anemone. It's a little flower and it has the little black center in the middle of it. And those are very popular around this area that we can grow them for Mother's Day usually. So there's a few little spring flowers and obviously daffodils you'll have. So it's nice, but you really want to root for the sun for this time of year. It's very important. So, and then with this, hopefully not a big snowstorm these next couple days, but that kind of sets it back.
Gonna be kind of big.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it's not big. I'm telling myself it's not going to be big. It's going to turn to rain. They don't know what they're talking about, but I don't know. I might be wrong. Don't
all going
bet me
6
on this.
to 10 inches and more in the Adirondacks.
Yeah, don't don't bet me on this. So, but yeah, that's one of the things now, this time of year that you're really looking to, and you're watching kind of what's coming out. And then for like the local stuff versus the things that we still can get, it's great. All the stuff like, we talked to Erica last month about everything that we get from her as a distributor, but it is nice to mix in some of those delicate flowers that you can't get necessarily as well from a distributor, because they're, something that you can just go and pick up and you don't have to ship it. So, so really root for the sun this next couple of months. But yeah, and then the other thing with Mother's Day that I always say, and I think there's a couple florists now that are kind of going this way, call your florist ahead, make sure you know what you're doing for your mother, make sure you know who everybody is that wants to sign. So you should know this already. We did this already. Everybody who's on the card, what the address is. That's a big thing for me in a small town. I can't tell you, once a week, I have at least one person call and say, you know where they live, right?
No.
I don't know. And now I have
but
two
you've only
girls.
got like 10 streets in Dallasville.
It's true.
Get them all memorized.
Yeah, it's true. But you know how many, when you really think about it, someone says, hey, there's a blue house on the corner. You know how many blue houses are on corners that it could possibly be? Then you overguess and you think, I don't know if that's the right spot. Even with like the factories, they'll say, oh, they work at the factory. Well, we have Gearing Trico, we have Bergeron's, and then they'll say like, oh, it's over, on the backside of town. And then I think, well, they're both kind of on the backside of town. One's going out of town, or one's kind of just coming back around to Fayetteville. So don't take that for granted that we know exactly where it is. And then on top of that, just make sure that the address is right. Because sometimes you botch it if you don't, and say, oh, I think it's 15, but it's actually 19. So have a plan for that. And then right now we don't really have to worry about, as long as it's not snowing, we don't have to worry about somebody calling and having to call ahead to make sure that they're there. So we can leave it outside if it's a nice weekend. So make sure you get those orders in too. And then, basically that's pretty much what we're doing now. I'd like to have you up for the next podcast that we'll start planting. That'll be just about the time frame and stuff. So get ready for that. It'll be a lot of fun outside, and hopefully it's a nice day and not snowing. and by then it's, it should be middle of June or middle of May, I should say. So should be just about that time, I think. And so
that'll be fun.
Yeah, all that stuff going outside and stuff. So and the micro event space, very nice spot. If you need to have a shower, my quick plug there. We need a shower in there. So that's pretty much what the update is now and what we were going to talk about this week. And I believe Michele will be on in just a few minutes now. So
let's run to a commercial.
And sounds good.
Go from there. All right.
Visit My Little Falls and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the city and the area. Our mission is to generate interest in the community and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes store, listen to our country music streaming radio station, or sign up for a weekly newsletter. Stop by today at mylittlefalls.com. You'll be glad you did.
All right. So now we're here for our And More segment, and I have Michele Hummel with us. So we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast that she'd be here, and she is from the Herkimer County Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
So how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. Well, thank you so much for coming down. And like I said, at Easter, I didn't know, and I got behind on my days, and I said I should have given you more of a warning, but I'm so glad that you could come down.
No problem.
Because we had this really cool event, like we talked about at the beginning. So that was basically kind of your idea that you gave me to have a business after hours, and it kind of bubbled into everything else that it did that night. So tell me a little bit more about what you actually do if people don't know what the Herkimer County Chamber of Commerce is. So
so we're a membership organization, and we support the business community and people, all kinds of things. There's really no cookie cutter way to describe what it is we do. So with a lot of chambers, you'll find they've got very set packaging. You get this for this. Right. We're more customizable, I guess. We'll sit down with each member and say, how is it that we can help you? maybe we do certainly have packages available that say, hey, let's do a business after hours, these kind of things. But maybe a business after hours isn't right for somebody. Maybe they want something else. So we really sit down with each company and person and just figure out what it is they need as a business and see how we can make that work.
Yeah.
Which is,
I was telling Tiffany that I thought it was a lot better than I thought. I mean, I don't think I had any preconceived notion of what it would be like, but I thought it was outstanding.
I was hoping for
size
four
of the
people. 4 people. It was great.
The size of the crowd and the vendors that she had there to show off their wares in Dallasville and everything. I thought it was an incredible event.
It really was. That worked out so well. And we're learning right now, people really want to get together.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
It's nice. We've actually seen a huge increase in so many things, like our attendance at business after hours. Really cool. Even our e-blasts have gone up 30% more opens than usual. So it's amazing.
So that means there's more businesses that are starting to open in the area too, right? So that's really good for the area. That's one thing that I think, so I told you before, I would ask you kind of how we met each other. And I'm not even sure how we met, but I know when I first started, we had the ribbon cutting for the actual flower shop over at the other spot. And the chamber, I guess, I don't even know who suggested to me to look into the chamber, but it's like the networking part of it all. So you have, all these different businesses, and there's large businesses too that you guys cover, down to me, who's like a single proprietorship. So it's everything in the county, connecting people together, what they all do and stuff too. So it's really important, I think, because if you don't have something like that, how would everybody know what's going on?
Exactly.
So I know even some of the businesses that you have, I didn't even realize there were things that they did, or, there's certain things that come out in emails we don't even realize either. So it's really cool. And then like the support that you provide too, like you were saying, it is, for me, it was one of those things that I wouldn't fit into something like one of your larger corporations, just because that's not what I do. So when you suggested the business after hours and you saw the space and what we could do, that was your suggestion.
Sure.
So that's what helps too.
As soon as I saw your space, I thought we need to get people here.
Which is awesome. So that's something that I was like, I don't know, what should I do? Should I do a new flyer? Should I do whatever? And then when you suggested that, that's what you guys really, I think you guys really help out with that. So
we do. We can fill a room.
Yes, that's awesome. That's good.
We know how to throw a party.
Yeah, that's it. So that's great. Well, and then so it's you and Sarah basically, right?
Yeah.
So okay, and you guys do everything, right?
We do.
Okay.
We are definitely a team to the point where you could almost finish each other's sentences.
Cool.
And I say she's the glue that holds me together, and I mean that. I really do.
Great.
It's a great collaboration.
That's good. That's really good, because I'm sure there's a lot of different things that you have to cover, and even like the email blast too. That's something I'm not really good with, but like the media and all of the publicity to get stuff to where they need to be. So business after hours or more ribbon cuttings or whatever you have to do too. So that's really important, I think. So
and it changes. I mean, there's always so many things going on, and we want to be mindful of that. So for example, Small Business Week is coming up. Well, as you mentioned, we're an office of 2, so we can't hit every small business in all of Herkimer County. And I always tell people, you sort of get out of the chamber what you put into it. So we can't reach out to you every day. We do our best. We send our e-blasts. We definitely do a lot of relationship visits, but it's about thinking about us. If you have an idea that you think maybe, call us up, because we will probably find a way to make it work.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
So for our Small Business Week, we are doing a free shred event. Confidata comes down every year and parks behind our office at the Arc Park, and smaller businesses and also individuals, it's open to the public and it's free, can come down and bring their box of documents that they need to have shredded. And, cool. It's maybe too big for the home shredder, but it's a nice event. So that's what we're doing for Small Business Week, because again, we can't get out to every small business. We'll certainly e-blast out and recommend people stop in places.
For sure. Well, that's really cool. And I didn't even realize it was Small Business Week. So thanks for telling me that.
First week of May. First week of May.
Where did that come from?
Right. I know. See, we need these things though, because marketing wise too, like you don't realize Small Business Saturday. I knew about Small Business Saturday, but that's it. So I'm glad I know that now from you. So
Small Business Week. So shop local. We always say that. So we kind of call it small business season. It's really, it should be more than just a Saturday or a week. It's about keeping things local.
Yeah, that's awesome too. And that's one of the reasons why, and I don't know how other chambers actually work because I've only been in Herkimer County my whole life. But for you guys, that's what I really like about you too, because you're two people that I'm talking to. It's not like this, I don't know, machine big thing that are,
you got a phobia going, don't you?
I do. I like small businesses, and even for the fact that it's just the two of you, I know I'm either calling you and I'm getting you or Sarah. That's what's going to happen, and that you're not just going to say, "Oh, it's Tiffany over in Dolgeville. Send her this thing." You actually know what's going on, so it makes a big difference, and especially in this small area, it's nice to know people and know you're not going to get an automated response from someone who's never met you before.
Yeah.
So
we definitely make a point to know what's going on, and if somebody calls us and they've got a need, we like you and Foothills Film Company, for example.
Exactly.
You were thinking about doing a commercial of some sort, and I'm like, oh, Chicks Capero, that makes sense. So, put you two together, chamber members helping chamber members. That's really the essence of what we do.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, that's, and that's the thing in Dolgeville too, with what we had with people coming up for the open house and stuff. Once they heard about it, it's support from other businesses. So that really actually helps your business. And you don't realize that sometimes when it's so competitive with businesses. Sure, there's, bigger corporations that you have to be, but overall in small towns, that's really what makes you thrive and grow, because you can't just be isolated in your own little area. It has to be that everybody's kind of helping out, and overall it benefits the whole town and community to grow in that way. So I'm sure you see that on a county level, I guess it would be, right?
So I wish there were more of us together.
I know.
And I think your event could spark something nice for Dolgeville, a taste of Dolgeville. I really liked that concept.
Yes, I really hope so. And that's the thing that I told Sharon from Arthur's. I said, "You think you could do this for me?" She's like, "Yeah, I think so." And everybody that was there, and Pete and Mia, they brought so much stuff from the bread basket. And I told him initially that morning, he had texted me and he said, "So what do you think? Like 30 people?" And I thought he was just honestly going to do little donut holes with a little bit of, cream cheese in them or whatever it was. And when he brought that display, that was beautiful, above and beyond what you needed to do. So just that's getting people excited and for businesses and stuff. So overall, it was really cool. So I'm so happy that you suggested that, because otherwise that probably wouldn't have happened or wouldn't have happened as well. So thank you. Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes. And then so there's other events though going on now, right? So for the chamber and stuff too. So what's coming up, and how does it work? Do you have to be a chamber member? Do you have to be a business owner? How does this work?
It's a little of both, really. I mean, my philosophy, yes, we want you to be a chamber member, certainly, but how are you going to get to know people who are not chamber members if you're not interacting with them? So we invite everybody's invited to our events. Awesome. So we have a business after hours coming up this Thursday at Realm Chiropractic in Herkimer. And we're hoping for a similar kind of turnout. So the response has been pretty well. They're excited. They've got people coming. We're also going to do a ribbon cutting for that. So that's 5:30 to 7 this Thursday.
Okay, great. And that's, you can show it right in the screen. How would you show?
Well, no, if I had it ahead of time.
We'll have to do this again.
Have cue cards now.
I've got items I can bring.
I can insert props if I have them ahead of time.
I don't know. I got my prop there.
I didn't know what to expect. A podcast, I'm like, I don't know. I've never done anything like this before, but it's pretty, it's fun.
It's cool. It's a lot of,
well, it's these days, podcasts and video cast kind of things they're kind of the same thing, because you just add the video component. Everybody consumes a lot of video. So if you're on a device or in a car and you're wanting to listen to a podcast, you just get the audio. But I think it's really incumbent that you record the thing visually as well, because it makes it a litgoing to be more interesting for people. So,
sure.
Yeah, it's cool. So we have that then Thursday.
And then tomorrow we actually have it's going to be via Zoom. We've got a cybersecurity seminar. That's happening at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. But you can do it on your lunch hour from your desk. You just need to register with us, and we can get you that link.
That's awesome.
That's just this week, and then of course we've got our
just this week. See how much they have going on. It's great. Yes, it's awesome. So what else is going on then?
So our annual meeting is coming up, and we're holding. We've kind of switched it over to do an annual dinner, which is nice. I mean, normally we would do a lunch, but when you open it up to a dinner, it allows people to maybe bring a spouse, significant other.
I saw that It's a miner's table, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
$40.
Yep, $40,
Yeah.
and we've got some great speakers. We were doing some awards. Steve Bulger from ICANN is going to be speaking. I don't know if you've ever heard him speak, but
he's a good speaker.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's going to be great.
He's very energetic.
Yes, yes, he is. And
cool.
we're going to be doing awards this year. We're doing a community service award for them for Medicine Shop. They've done so much. I mean, for our community, just reinventing themselves so that they could help with the COVID crisis. They need to be recognized for that. And they weren't doing it for any notoriety. They were just doing it because it was the right thing. But it was unanimous. We all said we need to do something to say thank you to them.
That's really cool.
And also Herkimer Originals is going to be honored, the basketball team.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, for tourism.
That's cool. I've heard about them, I think, a little bit this year.
You might have heard me talk about them a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about it
this year.
Yeah.
Right?
This year. And they made it all the way to their final four.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So we'll be talking about that. But they're averaging about 425 people each game. So they've had a few thousand over the course of their first year, which is nice. It gives everyone something to do.
That's more than the USFL had at the Houston game yesterday at 1:00. So there were like 10 people in the stand. So pulling in 400 and something in Herkimer is a good thing.
It is good. And, it really gives our youth something to do and look forward to.
Absolutely.
And, these other teams need to come and stay in our hotels and shop local. And it's all around,
that's really cool.
It's nice to have a basketball team.
Yes, for sure. Well, I love sports in the area, obviously. So
Yes.
that's my biggest thing. And obviously baseball only goes for 2 months out of the year. Yeah. So it's good that how long does their season run then? Is it from like December till now?
I'm not quite, I don't know.
It's a while. Let's put it that way.
It's a longer season.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it was 4 or 5 months.
Something like
right.
that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I like sports. I admittedly have not been to a game yet, but I will. I will. Yes. I have been to a Diamond Dogs game.
Yes, good. Very good. Hey, you got the good one.
You got two here.
I know better, believe me.
We're going to harass you.
Right. Well, hey, the Diamond Dogs, it rotates in and out. I don't know exactly how the basketball team works or whatever, but I'm assuming that do they have a changeover of people each year and stuff? So
I think so too.
Cool.
And they travel, and
that's really cool.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, I really should know more about local sports. I apologize.
You'll learn. No, that's okay. As long as you got the important baseball there.
She's like, I'm not coming on this podcast.
I know. I'll just study more next time. That's all, just in case. It's like going on Jeopardy.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's like the hockey podcast he has on your other podcast is a hockey podcast, and he talks about that sometimes on here. I don't know what's going on in hockey, so you're good. You're fine. So,
that's all right. Yeah. We talk sports. At the beginning, we were talking sports for 10 minutes before you got here.
Yeah,
so
it all comes back to it.
Yeah, it does. It does. It seems to. I don't know. So, well, that's good, though. I'm glad that there's something, though, beyond just, like I said, the 2 months and stuff. So, and it's very close. And I'm assuming it's probably not very expensive. It's not like $50 tickets to get into there, right?
No.
Very family friendly.
Very family
friendly. Which is really cool.
Yep.
Really awesome for the area.
It is awesome.
Yeah. So then, and what else do you have coming up?
So we have our golf tournament. This is that's our big one. Our golf tournament. We are working really towards making it a premier event for the area. Yep. It's grown over the years since I came on board, and we just kind of blew it up a little bit because I don't like to do anything small.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a curse and a blessing. But we've got some great fun activities, and our tournament's a little bit different in that there's something to do on every single hole. Cool. As long as the weather holds up. Yeah. But we really try to make it fun and engaging and invite local businesses to, come sit on a hole all day and,
that's great.
Explain to people what it is you do. Yeah. And it's just, it's a lot of fun. So many contests.
All sports. See this? It's all sports. It's still
golf I can talk about.
Oh, good. Golf I know a little bit, not a ton about. So
you could talk Diamond Dogs.
Diamond Dogs, golf. Yeah, I know a little bit. Mark used to tell me up at the country club, and he was like, "Okay, you should know what you're talking about, and you don't." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, I should."
Yeah. But that event's going to be on a Friday this year.
Okay.
So we were doing Fridays before. We switched it to a Monday, and everybody said, "No, let's make it Friday because they like to have fun."
Yes, I'm sure.
With our tournament, it's Friday, August 26th.
Okay,
and you're going to get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't know of any other tournament that you get that.
I know.
So, and then there's food all over the course.
Yeah.
Honestly, years ago, before I was at the chamber, I golfed in it and I thought, I can't possibly eat another bite of anything. I'm like, God, what's that going?
Yes.
But it's just so much fun.
That's so
It
cool.
is. It's a really nice time and everybody looks forward to it.
That's great.
Yeah. Adult
Wonderful.
beverages as
Oh
well.
yeah.
All
That's
right.
part
Just,
of
yes, that's just
The
checking.
quirk.
It's,
Yes. That's good.
That's par for the course.
Yes.
No pun.
That was good. Yes. Well, that's cool. And that's at the end of August, you said,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So,
the end of
okay.
August.
And is that open to the public then? Or is that
Yeah.
just, okay, so anybody can
It's
register? a
first
team?
come, first serve. We will
That's
probably
awesome.
32 teams. We really don't want to
Okay.
hold up the course more than that
Right,
if we can
right.
help it. But then there's the dinner afterwards. Some people come and come take pictures.
Yeah.
Come just drive around a golf cart and see what's going on hole number 5.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
She looked at me when she said,
I
come
did.
take
Yeah.
pictures.
I did.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, I did.
I'm
See,
there. I'm always there.
Well, that's the thing is it's good. I didn't realize that it could be people that aren't chamber members. So that
Oh,
is
yeah.
a great
Yeah.
way that you can see who's at the hole and who owns what business or meet
Yeah.
new business owners in
Yeah.
a different way that's not like having to go into the
And it's
business.
it's not pressure. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
sit down with business owners and say you need to join the chamber,
Yep.
and here's why. I
Yep.
want them to see it organically.
That's really cool.
And certainly there's always going to be the ask, and I have
Yeah.
no problem asking anybody for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But I want them to see some value
Yeah.
in what it
That's
is we
really
do
cool.
and
That's
pulling
awesome.
people together.
Yeah, that is a really cool thing.
Mhm.
Well, that's I didn't realize that I did not realize you could not be a member and go ahead and golf in it.
Yeah,
and
you
that's seriously, that's one of those things that like you have a golfer or a team
Mhm.
of golfers that should go and that'd be really good, really really good.
Yeah.
So yeah. So and then what else, do you have other things going on too?
Oh,
or-
we do. Well, I mean,
Okay.
there are things that aren't finalized yet, but we'll have
Okay.
a business showcase coming up in the fall,
Okay.
and for that, a chamber member would probably get a lower price
Okay.
to be there
Okay,
than
that's
a
cool.
non-chamber member,
Okay.
but we might take that fee and put it towards the cost
Yeah.
of their membership.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
we can get creative. We're good at that.
That's really cool.
And we encourage everyone to come because at some point everyone was not a member.
Right.
So
Right,
you
exactly.
have to begin somewhere.
Mhm.
And I understand, especially after COVID, there are business people out there who are a little apprehensive and they're tight in their purse, and they
Yes.
should be. They need to see some return on investment and value for
Absolutely.
their investments. And it's really what it is.
Yeah, it's true.
And you're really trying to put more of a focus on Herkimer County and the things that are going on here
Yeah.
that really the rest of the world doesn't know about.
Exactly.
Right?
Herkimer County is an amazing place. It is.
It is.
The
It is.
diamond mines,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
everything that we have. There's
Mhm.
so many things to do. We're right in the center of everywhere. Little Falls is doing so wonderfully. It's just amazing, and it's just nowhere to go but up. I mean,
Yeah.
we were talking about doing a kite festival this year and having a really huge turnout up at the college. Looks like
Cool.
we're going to need to postpone that till next year, but I
Mhm.
think that's something we could draw several thousand people
Oh, yeah.
to attend.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's just more spotlight on Herkimer
Yeah.
County.
Absolutely. Which to
Then you go
trickling
to a
down.
hot air balloon.
I know.
Yeah,
event.
I thought about
know.
that too.
How
Yeah.
cool. Oh, that sounds like
Hey,
fun.
if
Yeah.
we were only just a little closer to a larger body of water, things would be different.
Yeah.
But
What do you need water for hot air
oh
balloons?
no, I'm saying
Oh.
for the wind
Oh.
and the
Yeah.
like
Oh.
a bigger
Okay,
field,
right.
you could really
Yeah.
do a lot of kites. I know more about kites now than I ever thought I would.
Yeah, but we're
So-
we're in a valley. I mean, so you have all that wind coming up and
Oh
down
yeah,
the valley.
and it's always
so
windy at the
it's
college.
always windy,
No matter
yeah.
what
Yeah.
you're doing, what
Yeah.
time of day, your hair is all over the place.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Hey, to our benefit. You use
Yeah.
it to our benefit. That's good.
That's right.
So, yeah, well, it's cool. Like I said, I wanted to have you on and stuff because, well, first off, tell me your website too. Like, do you
Okay.
have a website or
We do.
social media and stuff, right? Too?
All of
So-
that, yes. So HerkimerCountyChamber.com. You'll see some pages are still under construction, but
Okay.
we're working really tirelessly to get that up and running. And it's come so much further than
Yes.
our last website was.
Okay.
We're really making it more interactive. Folks are going to be able to sign on. And
Okay,
if you
cool.
are a member, you sign on, you can manage your own business. So
wow,
let's
yeah.
say, Sally in accounting is no longer there as a point of contact. You could log on and change it yourself.
Wow.
Or, if you want opportunities to submit something, we will advertise for you on our e-blasts where it's appropriate. I try to do things in flyer format if we can.
Right. Okay.
But So you'll be able to see all those different opportunities. We're even going to be having an education page. It's not quite there yet, but First Source is our educational sponsor.
Awesome.
And so we will have an education page where they have a series of seminars that if you are a member, you can log into and watch them at your leisure. That's
really
not up
cool.
and running yet, but it's pretty much our next thing that we're doing.
That's really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're trying so hard just to make good use of all of our time and resources, and it's coming together. I think that we're thriving more this year than we have in the last several years, needless to say.
Sure, yes. The past couple of years were quite
They were tough.
Sure.
So we wanted to come back out of the gate strong. We've got business after hours scheduled right up through the end of September. So, and I think that just leaves October and November, and December's already booked. So
that's great. That's awesome. So a good place to get together and stuff too. And then, so you have Facebook too, and then Instagram, right? And Twitter.
I'm frightened of Twitter. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to put that right here on the table for all the world to see. Scared. So
I hear you. I'm the same way. I can do Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah,
and then
me too.
I'm not going any further.
Even Instagram, I'm kind of Sarah kind of takes the lead on that one, but I'll do the Facebook. I'm at that age.
Yes. Well, I know.
My daughter says.
I remember when I sent you for the event, and I said I have the event going. I don't know if you can share it or not.
We figure it out.
Yeah.
Time. Yes. I figure I can if I can read, I can learn.
Yes, exactly.
I'll figure it out.
Exactly. Hope it doesn't go too far beyond Twitter for us all. Then we're all going to be
I don't know. There's
in a
so
pickle.
many of them. It's just so many platforms to keep up with. And God bless all of them, those people out there that have all of them.
Absolutely. Yes.
In control.
Yes. And they know what they're doing. So
I want to see Michele do some TikTok videos.
I know.
We thought about that. Gosh. That I would do because I think it could be fun.
Yes.
We wanted to do something funny we didn't do it obviously, but for April Fool's Day, we were thinking about doing this thing where, click here on our Facebook and you'd get a picture of Sarah and I, and we would Rickroll you. Have you heard of the Rickrolls?
No.
Oh, it's the singer.
Okay.
You're never gonna give you up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes. So you click on it thinking
she
you're
does
getting
everything. By the way, I'm just.
I have no shame.
Yes,
no
that's
fear.
great.
So we were thinking about doing it, but we couldn't pull it together fast enough.
Next year, we'll be on the lookout now. Now I'll know what that is. So, that's a great. But yeah, that's it. That's the thing. Even with you being on today and talking to you, see how real you are with us, and just you just want businesses to thrive in the area.
We do.
Whatever you have to do, literally you do it.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, and that's what a chamber I think should be.
It is.
It does. Mm-hmm. It makes a difference. Even in my small town up in Dollarville, that's where I said, it's helpful because it's just this backing from the county level. Then maybe we'll get the state behind us at some point, but whatever. We'll stick with the county. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I think we covered everything, all of your social media and any events and stuff coming up soon and stuff.
Yeah, I think I covered the bulk of things.
Okay.
But there's always, and I'm going to put this out there for the world. If you have something that you want to do as a business or a fundraiser or whatever, let us know, because maybe we can figure something out. We love to help. We love to
that's awesome.
To have fresh ideas. You can only have the same event so many times,
right?
And have it be the same exact way. And everybody, although they like it, it gets a little stale over time. So we want fresh new ideas, and we want to help you all succeed. I said awesome. To you that day that I saw your new place, I said it would be a shame if you didn't succeed. Yes. So let us help you.
Yes, exactly. And that's it. That's the whole thing that I was like, I'm glad I came to the right place with you guys. It's nice to know. I think every county has a chamber of commerce. Just
pretty much,
depending on how involved they are, how much they actually do.
And how big, but we're a little bit more, grassroots, I suppose.
Yeah, which is good. But I like that. I personally.
Well, Herkimer County really stretches.
It's a tall county.
It's a really tall county, and there's a lot of difference. Town of Webb and Little Falls or Dallasville, or all the communities are very different. So
yes,
it's a tough job, actually.
It is, but you're doing a great job, I think. So far. So
that's why we need to customize to your needs. Yes. It can't be about us. It's not about us. I always say at chamber events, nobody needs to see me sitting up on a stage eating my meal or whatever it is. No, this is not. It's not about us. It's about the people who are members of the chamber.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Is exactly what it is.
Oh, it's so good. Well, I'm so glad that you got to come on today and talk about the chamber.
Yeah,
so
it was fun.
This was, like I said, it was one of the things I started when I started the podcast. I had asked Dave and I said, I think I want to do an and more segment of just like things in Dolgeville was how it kind of started out. And then other random things that didn't have anything really to do with flowers. But this is one of those things. Yeah, that thing we talked about.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Yeah, but it's good. So,
saucer just landed in the backyard.
I know. So it's good though. And I'm very glad that you could come on and explain a little bit more about what the chamber does. And I'm all for it, that I think it's a great thing in the community and, backing everybody and new businesses. And I hope, like I said to Dave, about more podcasts coming up and stuff. I just like to see growth. That's my biggest thing, especially as a business owner. You have to see growth and every level. That's what works. So yes.
Very good.
Well, yes. Well, thank you so much again for being on with us. Yes. And we hope, I guess this is the music time. You ready?
Oh yeah. Okay. Cue music, right?
All right. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation, and remember to connect with us, and we'll talk to you next time. You can find us that's the wrong music.
It is. Oh my God.
I don't know whose that is. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
No, I don't care. I really don't care. So you can find us the third Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. on My Little Falls Radio and wherever you get your favorite podcasts.